Good morning, fam. Again, I have had such an overwhelming response to the Breaking the Silence video that I just felt compelled to come back again because I just didn't want to just leave you with, hey, this is a problem, but what can I do after I've acknowledged that there's a problem? And I've had such an overwhelming response of people, and I'm like in awe. But at the same time, I just pray that I can help through my own experience. So I just wanted to say a few things that to start, maybe to start trying to help. Um, so there's a phase to this thing, um, because a lot of people don't even acknowledge or don't even know that they have a problem. So the first step is getting to the place where you acknowledge that you even have a problem. And we have to understand that even when we acknowledge that we have a problem, we have no idea what to do with what we know, because it's overwhelming for us. It's new to us, and we don't even have the willpower to even know how to change, what to do first. Um, and that can take time, and that can take a lot of time. This is not an easy thing, not an easy process. It could take months, years for people to kind of finally put their foot forward and try to do something. And then the next step after that is, okay, what do I do? What small steps can I take to try to change this cycle that I'm going through, or if somebody that you live with or that you know that's going through this situation. So I want to give you something that God had given me a couple years ago that really has changed my life. So he had already shown me that the way that I was, and I had gone through that process of just being paralyzed in that, trying to figure out what the heck have I done and what do I do. But then the next step, he was showing me how to communicate, and I started communicating, but then I wasn't effective even then, because now I'm talking a lot, but now I'm just spewing out a whole bunch of frustration. So I'm talking and telling people how I feel, but it just didn't seem to be effective. It seemed to me like it was getting worse. And he began to show me that he's like, yeah, you're spewing out your frustrations, and that's not how you talk to people. When you come at somebody, they're going to put the wall up themselves, because one, they know who you are, they know how you act, and they're trying to protect themselves as well. He says that you have to come from a place of vulnerability. He says, instead of going off like, this is what you did, I'm so sick of you, I'm tired of you, no, you're not going to get anywhere with that. Now, that may be valid how you feel, but it's not effective communication. He said a place of vulnerability is where you come to them and say, hey, I've been struggling with something. You said something to me the other day that kind of bothered me. I don't know why it bothered me so much, but it hurt my feelings. It made me feel like you didn't care. You kind of pushed me to the side. I just wanted to talk to you about it. And I know you probably didn't mean it. You probably didn't know, but I'm just trying to tell you how I feel, so I don't have unresolved feelings about it. Simple conversation, quick conversation, and then what happens? It kind of allow you to get it out, but the tone is different. It's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it. So I started doing that. But man, let me tell you, that was very hard. I felt like a punk talking like that, because even though I'm a woman, I'm not really an emotional person. And so being emotional and fragile and being vulnerable just didn't work too good for me. And especially because I was expecting the person that I was talking to reciprocate and just understand where I was coming from. But then you have to understand that people are used to you being one way. So you're not going to get the response that you think from other people that you want, because you're on this healing process. So I went back to God frustrated. I'm like, I feel like a punk. I feel like, I tried this, it ain't working. But he told me, he says, this process is more about you than the person. The person is only going by what they know, and they know that you have a history of X, Y, and Z. So don't look to the person for affirmation about what you are doing. This is solely for you and for your healing. And at that time, I began to see things differently. Now I knew that I was doing it for me and not for the person. I wasn't expecting a response. I wasn't expecting a pat on the back. I was doing it so that I can heal, that I can learn how to have effective communication. And God is also showing me that this is how you communicate. This is what community is about. This is what family is about. This is what relationships are about. It's about talking. It's about being in that vulnerable place, but getting the attention of someone that may not understand you. We are so misunderstood so many times because we lack communication and we lack the patience with one another to do that. So now that I had a different response to it, I'm looking at the time, I was able to go through continuing to be open and vulnerable, not getting what I wanted out of the response, but I knew that I was practicing and it was getting easier for me to do so. And so now it's been about 2 years. Like I said, this is not an overnight thing. Things won't happen overnight, but step by step, moment by moment, practice by practice, it gets easier. And then people will begin to respond to you because now they're seeing consistency. They're seeing that you're willing to try, you want to do this thing. And then now you're going to get that reciprocation back. You're going to get that understanding back. You're going to get people to want to help you because they see that you are trying to help yourself. Now, let me give you one quick example of what I'm doing now. And then I will allow people to correct me. I remember just even recently, just being really tired. And sometimes when you're not feeling good, you don't always be in the best frame of mind. And my daughter was talking to me, and I must have said something, to her, just wasn't really thinking about what I was saying. And she's like, "Mom, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, she calls me Shirley. She's like, "Shirley, you kind of was like snappy a little bit." And even in this, my vulnerability, I allowed my children to help me. So even though it may seem like she corrected me, but she was helping me because I needed help. And when she said that, because I didn't recognize it, and when she said it, I stopped and said, "You know what?" I said, "Mommy's tired." And I said, "So if I said anything to you," I said, it's not towards you. Don't take it personal. It's not towards you. So forgive me. I didn't mean to anything towards you." And immediately that just calms the situation down. And now she understands, she gives me patience. And I'm talking about a child, but this isn't any process. Because look, so don't look at, "Oh, you let your child do that." That's not what I'm saying. But communicating, because I didn't recognize it. And sometimes I will recognize it, but I won't always recognize it. And it just goes to show you that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to communicate what's going on. Sometimes we don't know what's going on with us. Sometimes it could be things on the job or just so much stress in our minds that it causes us to react and respond differently to people. So what I'm saying to you is that this is the process God showed me, that we have to be able to talk more, talk from that vulnerable place, that place where you may not get the response that you're looking for. You may not feel like you're being heard, but do it for you. Fight through this process. Talk your way through this process. It will get easier. It will get better. And like I said, my relationships, even with my children, have changed dramatically because of the openness that we continue. And I press my children to do the same thing. "No, you will not shut down on me. Something wrong with you. You acting a little funny. You acting crazy. What's wrong? Is your period on something? What's going on? Somebody mad at you at school? You tired, sleepy? What we need to do?" I force them to open up because this is a cycle that we need to break. So I just wanted to just let you all know that hopefully that step will help you. It has helped me. It continues to help me. Just communicate, and eventually you will get the reciprocation that you're looking for, but don't look for it immediately. It won't happen because you're doing it for yourself, not for other people. I pray this be a blessing to you, and God bless you all. I'm praying for you all, really. We are all in this together, and I'm empathetic, sympathetic towards the response, and thank you for allowing me to be open to you all, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.